How's it going on this Monday morning? Well, where did we leave off? Let's see. Oh, that's right. We had moved from the haunted house in Hazeldale to 94th Street in Orchards, just off of Five Corners. Well, yeah, I say that, but I mean, Five Corners is probably a good mile and a half away. But anyway, we lived right on the main drag there of 94th Street, and back behind it was a big neighborhood. And this is where, I guess, my juvenile delinquents started. There's a kid that lived next door. Lord, I can't remember what his name was. But, me and him got in a few things. There were these wild peas that grew beside the house. And, anyway, the house was it was up on a hill over the road. The road was down here, and there was probably a 3 or 4 foot, drop off to the road. And we thought it'd be a great idea, as cars went by, take these little peas and throw them out and see if we can hit the cars. Kids are. I was, 7 by this time? I was in first grade, I know that. So anyway, we're standing out there and we're throwing these peas at cars. No big deal. Well, we threw it at one car. The guy locked up his brakes, come up in the yard, screaming and yelling at us. Big time. I mean, cussing us like dogs. And luckily my dad wasn't there. He probably would have beat my ass too for what I was doing, but he probably would have got onto the guy and they probably would have gotten a fight. And anyway, then I would have really got my ass beat. So yeah, that's where that started. I can't remember the name of that kid, what that kid's name is. But also living at that house, my dad taught me how to use firecrackers as small dynamite. In Washington, behind all the houses, there's maybe a foot or so from the house to the grass. That's just dirt. So anyway, in this little dirt area, I'd take my Matchbox cars out there and play with them, and I'd dig holes with a spoon so I could make, terrain. Well, my dad seen me doing that, and he's like, "No, I got a better way." And he got 5 firecrackers, took some black tape, taped them up all together, twisted the fuse together, dug a small hole and packed it in, lit it, and of course, it blew up the dirt. Now, mind you, I'm 7, 8 years old, right? First grade. He says, "Okay, that's the way you do it. Hand me the black tape, a lighter, and fireworks, or the firecrackers." And I was out there doing demolitions by firecrackers. And, my Matchbox cars to make myself a little track out there. But that's the way things were then. You just did. There wasn't all this, wrap your kids up in bubble wrap and hope they don't have a peanut disease. Wasn't none of that when we was growing up. It was kind of rough and tumble, I guess you could say. So, anyway, yeah, that's how I got to learn how to use fireworks. Well, then, also living there, my old man He came up as a farm boy back in Missouri. And he played music. Many times I remember him having black eyes and being beat up from being in bar fights. So I tell you that to tell you this. That year I was going to school, the teachers went on strike. Now, my dad did not think it was right that the teachers were striking because the kids had to go to school. So, Dad put me in the truck with my school stuff, my backpack, and or whatever I had. And we drove up to school. Well, I remember the teachers were picketing out front. And my dad got in a screaming match with one of the teachers or the principals or somebody out there in the parking lot. And I thought for sure, he was going to get in a fight right there and whoop up on the teachers. Right there in the parking lot of school. My old man never played. That man, as he got older, he kind of calmed down. But when he was younger, I think he enjoyed fighting. I really do. I think my old man just enjoyed the fight. He's just one of those people. So, anyway. So, we were out of school, I think, a month for that strike. May have been just a couple weeks, but it was a pretty good strike. Let's see, what else happened at 94th? When we were living there on 94th, my sister, let's see, it wasn't when we lived over on the Circle on 65th. Man, I don't remember. No, it wasn't 94th where the bicycles got stolen. Yeah, because we left them out front. And my sister had won a Captain Crunch girl's bicycle. It was pink with a pink banana seat and tassels on it. I bring that up and explain that for a reason. Now, we was living there and my mom had this old brown bike. It was just a big Schwinn. Wasn't like a 10-speed or nothing, just a regular old bike. And then I had my little BMX, and Cherie had that Captain Crunch bike. Now, we left them all out sitting in the front yard one night. Well, my mom's bike disappeared and my bike disappeared. They didn't take the Captain Crunch bike. So, anyway, I didn't have a bicycle. So, and my parents couldn't afford a bicycle at the time. So, I had to ride a pink girl's bike for I don't know how long. Yeah, because we weren't rich by any stretch. We weren't dirt poor or nothing, but we weren't rich. So it took a while before I got another bicycle, but I had to ride that pink bicycle about everywhere. Also living there, I met one of my longest friends I've had, Jimmy Peters. Hadn't talked to him probably 15 years probably, or more. Kind of grew apart. About the time we hit high school or so, we kind of went our own ways. If I seen him on the street, I'd still bullshit with him, but it's nothing like that. It's just we kind of started having different friends and going different directions. But anyway, yeah, me and him were friends up through high school, even with me changing schools and stuff. And me and him got in a few interesting things that we should have got probably our asses beat for it, but we never got caught doing it. And then around this time is when one of my long bullies or long time bullies, I should say, came into the picture. Which is Grant Askham. I'll never forget that motherfucker, because he tormented the piss out of me. Now, mind you, I said my old man liked to fight. Well, you know, when you're a kid, you want to be like your old man, so. Well, Jimmy and Grant, I'm not sure what happened, but they got into a fight. And, like a dumbass, I was like, well, you beat my friend's ass, so now I gotta beat your ass. Well, now, I couldn't fight very well. I led with my nose, because it's the biggest part of my fucking head. And, me and Grant fought, he whooped my ass. And then, a few days later, he was riding his bicycles with a couple of older boys. And I was riding my bicycle. I was going somewhere. And they kind of cornered me down and wanted me to fight again. So, I mean, I didn't back down from it. Got my ass whooped again. This went on about, 5 or 6, 7 times. He whooped shit out of me. But the thing is, I'd get a couple licks in, but he couldn't knock me out. That was his thing with people. He was known for that, knocking people out. He never could knock me out. He basically get tired of beating on me and just quit and go somewhere else. Then come back a few days later and beat on me some more. But I guess I frustrated him. Because he couldn't knock me out. But yeah, he tormented me for a few years, and then a little later in life he tormented me some more. Not much, but because I had bigger friends around me at that time, and he finally left me alone. Because of my bigger friends. But anyway, yeah, those were the first, kid fights I was in. But like I said, he couldn't knock me out. Not too many people ever knocked me out. Not bragging, just saying I can't fight and I can take a punch though. See what else happened over on 94th. Nothing real major. Not really. From there we moved over to Burton Road, and I'm at 13 minutes now. So we'll dive into Burton Road, which I met another good friend of mine over on Burton Road. Lived down the street from us. We'll get into that tomorrow. So y'all take it easy, and I sure hope you're liking these videos. Alright, you have a good day.